Hey guys, before the video starts, I just want to notify you all I'm looking to collab with people in the future of videos to get through and discuss new ideas on what could be done. And I'm hoping to start an interview series with other players so we can get our thoughts and views across the game and what we feel can be changed and what we feel should be changed. But I want to get that start. I want to start that with some other PL YouTubers because I think that'd be pretty interesting to watch and you guys to listen to. But without further ado, let's get into this. Guys, what's going on? It's me, PL Unknown, back with a new video, and today I want to talk about guilds. They're in the game. About 95% of players are in a guild nowadays. And that's a large percent of all the players on the game that you see joining and leaving, players that are quitting. And you have big guilds, small guilds, and medium-sized guilds, so it's a pretty big thing in the game at this point. So what I'd like to talk about is what effects do the guilds have on the game, and like the downsides and upsides of them. So what we'll do is we'll start with like the downsides. So the downsides of some guilds are they say they're elite, and which if you don't know what elite means, it means a higher level, and not many low levels are allowed in unless they're an ult per se. But even the strict ones and that won't even allow your ult, so you'd have your main if it was over a certain level, and that'd be it. You also have the guilds that allow everyone in, and there can be some downsides because I have noticed before people stressing about all the players that are joining and leaving them because they hate how the low levels just guild hop and beg for help, and if they don't get their own way they leave, which is understandable. But they only want help from high levels because they know they provide more help and are able to complete their level without a struggle, which is completely understandable. And I have seen the elite guilds refusing to let say a level 75 that's gonna hit the 85 saying no, like you can't join this, you have to be so and so level. And I can see where they're coming from, but at the same time it's kind of rude because you're nearly a high level, you can hit the max level soon, but that's your personal opinion. No one can change your mind unless you feel like you want to change your mind about it, but that's down to the person. They can also have a large effect on the newer players because they can show that, oh yes, I don't want to help you because so and so reason. So once they get to max level and they get asked for help, it's gonna kind of continue on that way. But I feel that if people are changing their mind about this and they're allowed to help lower levels and they're allowed in the guild, it does help them a lot because it shows that the community can say, oh wow, these newer players need help. Maybe we won't be relied on as such, and older players can relax, do their thing, like just chill in a town, won't be begged for help. But the newer ones will be willing more because I understand that we've all had to ask for help from time to time, and it does stress people out because they want to chill and relax, talk to people, and they don't want to do like too much effort in the game, which is completely understandable. And I totally agree with this because I don't like grinding too much, but I do like the farming aspect of the game and chilling with friends and leveling at the same time. It's all fun, but when I have noticed when people say, oh yeah, I don't want to help, it does have a rub off effect because I did know someone from back in 2014. He was really friendly. He was max level, and like he would help everyone. And then he had a friend as well who refused to help others, and I think that started to rub off on him because as I was getting to the level 60 mark, while the cat was 76, he was like starting to become less helping like other players, which kind of did ruin him because he became really greedy at one point, and then he quit because he realized like people were saying to him, you've changed too much and we don't want to be your friend because you've changed to this person that you would never be like this time ago. And I think that's what ruins some players because they followed another person's aspect of the game, and it's kind of upsetting that people do this, but that's where they want to follow the person's steps and become greedy and just do what they want because they can't be bothered to help lower levels. And that's the rub-off effect of other people. And it is a shame it happens, but you really can't do much about it. But that's then again, because guilds do play an important part in this, because the higher level people in guilds tend to drift off from the lower levels, and they join the elite guilds, and then they say, oh yes, we don't have to help any of these lower levels no more, and we can just relax, farm, and I don't have to worry about any of these struggles with lower levels. And this has a major rub-off effect, I feel, on the lower and the new generations, because they want to have some help from players, and they just don't want like the struggle of all of it. And it ruins it because the newer players act like this when they get to the higher stages. So when a newer player asks for them to help them, they just walk away from it, and they just say, I don't want the struggle and hassle. But the thing is, it's really hypocritical, because some players have always had to help her, and then they cap, and then they get like this gold event for money, and it's just like, no, I will not help you no more. And it does have a major rub-off effect on the game and the community, because this is how it works, and I feel like people don't want to be part of that. And then the people that are part of this community that's really toxic and don't want to help anyone at all and just do their own thing, it does kind of rub off, because the purpose of the game is to work in teams and stuff like that. And because if you're not particularly rich and you can't afford like a dev just to do most of the stages until you reach however level, it does become tricky to level. And I completely understand that aspect of people don't want the hassle in the guilds, because they just want to chill and talk to the guild members, but they don't want the effort. And I completely understand, and I'd agree with that statement, but it's just what happens. You could also have the people in the guild that is extremely toxic, and it kind of throws the game and the guild like down for some people, because there's an owner, he's worked hard, he's worked fair to build this nice guild, everyone's happy, and then you get this one or two people that just team up and try to make this guild look like it's absolute rubbish. And it ooh, my thing's full. But it does kind of ruin like the aspect of a game for certain people, because they just sit back and then they're like, oh my god, this is happening, I really don't want to deal with this. And say there's no officers to kick them, or hierarchy players such as a master officer, there's really nothing that can be done until the players are kicked or leave or like log off because they're bored of doing it. And that really does have an effect on the guild, because I've seen guilds go down in the past because of this, like the toxicity, and it just drops the guilds. But there's really very little you can do about these players. Banning is not like the greatest option, because they'll just come back, and like they'll come back on a null, or if their device is banned, they'll just come back on a different device, or say the IP is banned, they'll just use a VPN to come back. And there's very little you can do to stop this happening, because people are pretty clever about how they do it, but there's not much we can do about that. But the upsides of guilds are the higher players that are really generous and are willing to help these lower levels become better players as a whole, and then they can offer more help to the rest of the community, which gives the game a community feel. You also have the people that do giveaways. So say you're not the richest, so say you have about 500k to your name and you're looking to buy something for $1 million. Say the guild gives away, I don't know how much a guild would give away, but say they give away 2 million and you get a fourth of that, which is 500k. You can now afford that item, and I think the lower people that are not as rich would really appreciate that money, whereas the richer people in the game think that's more of chump change. But you know, it's just how the rub-off effect works in the game, and it can be great because I know the lower players really do appreciate everything that's done for them. I'm especially grateful from a person, well, 2 or 3 people actually, because they were the ones that helped me on and all get to past levels 50, because I remember getting to level 60 and I was struggling, and then someone goes, oh, here, you can borrow my dev to help push you forwards and get better. And that was really helpful at the time. And then I remember we were struggling, and he wasn't able to come on for a few weeks because something had happened. So I had another person, and we spent 4 or 5 hours going. I didn't have a daily elixir at the time, so it was just one times, and we spent 4 or 5 hours going from 68 to 73, which it's pretty hard. Not without a dev. I remember at one point when the cap was 76, you had to spend hours upon hours just getting one level done. And I really shouldn't be complaining about the effort, but I have really bad patience. But I was really thankful because them two guild members really did help me get to where I am today, and I'm very thankful of that. But yeah, so it shows that people, can't speak, sorry. The people that do provide help are really nice people, and they should feel good, because when people like me are really thankful for what they've helped me with and get where I am now, it's just amazing, and I couldn't thank them enough. And it's just brilliant to how they have helped me into the game and helped me grow as a player, which I truly am thankful for. And that's the plus side of guilds. You can have giveaways, you can have better players and stuff like that to improve the way you play the game. But that's all from me today. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you guys want to leave an argument that I could probably agree with, or we could have a proper discussion, my Discord will be in the link. Will be linked in the description. And if not, I will add my own Discord, so you can personal message me if you don't want to get into a big argument with some other players. I will back your point up, and I will put points against it. But that's it. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I'll see you dudes in the next one. In a bit, mad lads.